Hello, Longhorns. I'm Drew Myers.
And I'm Austin Caps.
And this is the BoxCast. Let's start with the score report. W.T. White lost to MacArthur last week, 66-37. We'll be talking about that later on this cast. But today we have Coach Poe in the studio today. Austin's going to ask him a couple questions about the team and whatnot. So Austin, you take it away.
All right, Coach Poe. Let's start off with the record of the football team this season, being one of the best at W.T. White in a long time. What do you say about that?
Well, when my first year at W.T. White, I think we really let the fans down. I think our following here at W.T. White is really good. We have a good fan base. People really come out there and they sit. I watch them in the stands. I see them, waiting for something special to happen. This year, we've been able to pull off a couple of victories. Pull one out versus North Garland and travel out to Fort Worth OD White and win that game. And our fans are there. Our cheerleaders are there. Our drill team are there. To the bitter end in the cold rain. And I really, this team really wants to give back to the community because, they've been behind us and they've backed us throughout the years.
Awesome. How'd you get here, coaching-wise?
Man, I got here. It was a long trip. This is my 17th year of coaching. I started off at Garland. I have a state championship there in 1999. Went up to West Virginia, finished second in the Big 12 there. Then I came back to Texas, ended up at Irvin MacArthur, and I was there for 10 years. We had an undefeated district championship. We had plenty of playoff experience. We had a lot of kids that went on to the next level in college. Then I took a defense coordinator job at North Garland, and then in the springtime, I was looking for something different. I wanted to get back into the inner city because I think that's more where I belong than the suburbs. And I knew that I worked with Michelle Thompson over in Irvin MacArthur, and I knew she was over here in Dallas. I knew that she was doing things right, here at W.T. White, and I wanted to be a part of the staff. Coach Izar, was nice enough to give me a job. And when he left, Ms. Thompson, interviewed with two well-qualified applicants, and I was able to get the job here at W.T. White.
Got that W.
Yes.
General public, as in, students, staff, and even parents and people in the community are, really love you. I mean, am I correct?
Man, I think they just love W.T. White. I think the spirit here is incredible. I think the fan following is incredible. People bleed, that burnt orange, which I love being a part of. I mean, I'm just a part of this. And I don't think it's really love for me. I think it's just love for the school and love for the kids. And the community really embraces us. It's been that scrappy team, that just fights the entire time.
Yeah. Where do you see us going in the future as a team?
Man, our athletic department, we're built for the long run. We have really good coaches doing a really good job developing players as we go. Football-wise, we're really developing kids. I tell the kids every day, we're built for the long run. One of our life skills we try to instill in our kids is reactive handling adversity. And we say it's going to be tough times. And, we work those kids, hard, to handle a long season. We weightlift and run every day, and we get the best out of them. We teach them football. We teach them fundamentals that are going to help us succeed in the long run.
Awesome. So what's a secret on your sporting history?
My sporting history, to me, it's not that great. I think most of the coaches on this coaching staff have more celebrated, careers than me, than I do. I remember when I was a sophomore. I was on varsity as a sophomore, but I don't think I ever played. I think James Patterson gets a whole lot more playing time than I ever thought, and Javante Gray also, and Kyle Harrison. Those guys get a lot more playing time than I ever did. I remember being recruited. I had a couple of scholarship offers, which I turned down because I didn't really even understand the recruiting process, and I ended up, going to a college night, which is really good to do, and finding Midwestern State and went there and. Midwestern State was, they got them a steal, I thought. I ended up playing started all 4 years there and had a great career. That's why I played with Coach Luster also there at Midwestern State.
Oh.
Go Indians.
What position did you play?
Man, I know people always say this about me, man. I'm a really small guy, but I think I'm a fat guy. But I was actually a linebacker. And people go, "You're a linebacker?" I'm like, "Yes, I was a linebacker." And it's really disheartening to me, but that's the position I did.
All right, Drew. Well, let's take it on.
Let's get next to the Pinta talk. So the first topic today is Austin, we talk about the first topic.
First topic is basically MacArthur Recap. It was pretty incredible considering we got 37 points up, and most of it was, Jackson Foles. But he's just incredible. Anyway, what about the student section? That was pretty crazy, huh?
Yeah, it's definitely improving a lot from last year. I can see a big difference, and I think as the players and the coaching staff can see a difference.
Yeah.
In the game.
Our defense, needs some work, but it was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Let's talk about Jackson's injury. Or
he burns his knee every game. It's fine. I saw that picture on the web, and I was like, oh my gosh. Then I was like, oh.
But he is going to be okay to play today, or
he's going to be okay. It says limit. We don't want to hurt the kid. Because he has a promising baseball career, and he's one of our better football players also. So we feel like if he's healthy to go, he's going to go, and he wants to go.
He does.
It's one thing about that kid. He's a gamer.
Determined. Yeah.
All right, next topic, we're going to talk about basketball, 2014-2015 season. It's coming up right around the corner. Let's talk about some projections, some predictions, some key players this year.
We lost some good seniors last year.
Mm-hmm. Xavier Land.
We're going to be okay.
We still have Tyree Key.
Yeah, we still have Tyree. We have some kids I played with freshman year. That's another story. I think we'll do all right. We do great in the past. We just need to get the saddle. That's all I'm worried about.
Yeah, I think I thank Coach Bankhead each day, for letting me borrow his best player, Tyree Key. He's a really special, football player also. So I always thank him every day. Say, hey man, I owe you one. He has a lot of young talent there, and I think they're really going to do some great things. This is going to definitely be a playoff year. Yeah, you can take that as a prediction. Guaranteed
Here we
playoffs.
go. You heard it first.
Yes, heard it first right here.
On the box.
Playoffs.
Right on. So this next topic is kind of controversial, but I thought I might ask anyway, considering it's sort of, valuable to the community. The potential threat on high school sports from Ebola, being the sweat, the blood, the spit from a mouth guard potentially, that could, spread throughout sports teams. So what do you think, we could do to prevent that as athletes?
Man, I don't think as athletic coordinator, there's nothing we really can do. If we think a kid is possibly infected, it's really it's the government doesn't even know what to do. If you ask me,
I agree.
If you get on the internet, depending on what site you get on, what the symptoms could be, what the symptoms can't be. So, as a district, we're going to do our best, to stop the spread. But man, it really comes down to
some sort of mad cow disease.
Man,
Too soon.
You never know. Apocalypse.
Too soon. Yeah.
All right, there's new spirit gear that is being sold. At the Booster Club selling. There's new T-shirts, new hats with the new logo. We're actually in Coach Poe's office, and I'm looking at it, and I've got to say, I really like the new logo.
One team, one mission.
One team, one mission. I really like it. It's new, it's simple, but yet it's effective. If you want to get a hold of these new spirit gear, then contact Randy Mulry for more information. Also, the old jerseys will still be on sale, and they will go to the Booster Club. So make sure you buy a new one, buy an old one, buy something. Shout out to the Hoofbeat for assistance. Sport editor on the BoxCast, Chris Harris. You'll be writing an article about us, so check it out.
Comes out today,
Friday, the 3rd.
Yeah.
October 3rd.
Don't make hats out of the hoofbeat, all right?
I saw a little preview of the Hoofbeat. It was well written. There was some really good stuff in there.
Yeah, Austin is actually part of the Hoofbeat, aren't you?
Yeah.
So
Doing a great job. I think that's something that we brought back last year and has really brought, journalistic integrity. No, they've tackled the tough situations. I think Coach Poe was quoted in there a couple times. Austin's my good friend, but he really brought the screws to me a little bit there.
That's for sure. Good times. Okay, so, today's a big day. Game-wise, versus Turner, at their field. I mean, any prediction?
Man,
Knock on wood.
I wish it was that easy. Knock on wood. I wish, I was telling one of the other coaches, I wish I could wear my lucky socks or wear a lucky hat, or we could do some routine to guarantee a win. But you really can't. But I do know this, that hard work pays off, and I think our guys have put the work in to be successful. Our motto is we will win. It's not just against, the lower teams. Went to MacArthur, it was a we will win mentality. We're going to give a winning effort when we can step out there. And, of course, any opponent we face, we're going to try to win. I think that's, my players know that one of the silliest things people ask me, hey, coach, you all going to win today? Man, we don't go out there and practice every day to lose. Let's make sure that's understood. And, when I was a classroom teacher, kids came and asked me that, and I was like, I told them, get out my face,
Right.
And I remember I was at MacArthur and I asked this one girl, I said, you're gonna win tonight? And she's like, well, who do we play against? And I was like, what? You're going to win always. That's got to be your goal.
Right.
So I always laugh about that.
Turner's schedule also so far has seemed pretty easy. Playing Molina, blowing them out, playing other teams and blowing them out. So, I mean, we've had a pretty hard schedule, if you ask me.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it'll be definitely interesting. For those of y'all that don't know, that this game this week will be the Fox Sports High School Game of the Week.
We won by how many votes?
4,000 something.
4,000
It was
votes?
crazy.
Yep.
Awesome.
It was about like 10,000 total, something that's like that. There's also a rumor going around that Terrance Williams will make an appearance.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, be sure to come out and support the Longhorns.
And not check it out on Fox for the.
Yeah, if your grandma can't come to the game, tell her to tune in.
All right. Let's talk about tonight. There's a W2I football game, obviously, at Turner tonight at Stanridge Stadium, 7:30. Also, there's a volleyball game. They play Skyline on the road tonight, so we wish them best of luck. Coach Poe, is there anything you'd like to say before we conclude this episode?
You have anybody you want to shout out?
Man, I want to shout out to the Showstoppers. I got to hear a little bit of their performance. All those guys at lunch, those guys, I'll tell you, it takes a lot of moxie to stand up in front of the cafeteria and perform like those guys do. They have no fear, man. I'll tell you, anytime those guys want to step on the football field with me, they're more than welcome. Because they have a lot of heart, man. It takes a lot. It takes a whole lot. Drew stepped up there, and, he's a tremendous performer, in what he does.
You're making him blush.
No, hey, it's greatness you see, greatness you respond to.
All right. Thank you, Coach Poe. I'm Drew Myers.
I'm Austin Capps.
And I'm Coach Rudy Poe.
And we'll see you next time on the BoxCast.